All right, so in this lecture, we are going to go ahead and start adding our color. So really quick before we move too much farther ahead, what I want to do is go ahead and rename some of these layers and get rid of the ones we don't need. So our rough fog layer, we don't need that. I'm just going to delete it. Then our line art layer and our rough line art layer, let's name these and group them together. And then we'll name these ones rough values. All right, and then we have our background. So we can kind of flip through these and see our whole process from beginning to end so far. So that was our rough sketch that we started out with. Tightened it up to this. Okay, then we did our rough values. Refined our values there. Added that mist, and now we are ready to do color. So I'm just going to take all of these and group them together. What the heck is happening? Oh. All right, values. We'll make this blue. Okay, and then these guys. We'll make a group for those as well. And we'll call this line art. Make it violet. Okay, so we have that. And these guys. Perfect. So now we are going to do a new layer. And we'll just go ahead and rename this rough colors. And we're going to set this layer to color. And we're going to do just that. We're going to start coloring here. So I'm actually going to use an airbrush here. Soft, round, pressure opacity one. I'm going to keep it pretty big. And color palette, we're going to go with a sort of green. And let's begin painting. All right, so since we're using a color layer, what's going to happen is it's going to only add the color without changing any of our values. So all that value work we did earlier is going to stay the same. The only thing that's going to change is the hue and saturation. Okay. And we're just going to work this image. Doing this sort of blue-green palette. Okay, we're going to bring this down back to green some more. Get the dragon here. We're going to do all of him green. And like I said, we're starting out with just sort of the rough basic colors. So we're blocking everything in real simple. And then we're going to end up coming back and really refining it, cleaning it up a bit. All right, so there's the dragon. That nice green color. And if we'd like, we can sort of move around within our colors here and kind of get a few different hues going. Use a little bit of a yellower green for this top part where it gets light. I'm not sure I like it though. We might just go back to that blue. Let's keep it for now. We can always change it real easy since we're working on separate layers here. All right, let's do the trees. The trees we're gonna do pretty desaturated. Let's do a little bit greener though. Or maybe we should do more blue and do desaturated. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that looks better actually. All right, so we're not going to do all the trees completely because we want it to feel like some of them are kind of going back and being enveloped by that foggy mist. But these two that are kind of in the front, that are really in the foreground, we want those ones to really have their own color. All right, there's that. Let's do just a little bit here, really subtle. A little color on the trunk of this tree. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it with that blue. I think that will look better coming down in front of that wing there. Yeah, I like that better. Same with these ones. We'll keep them the same blue color. All right, then we can do the rock stone here. Which is going to be sort of gray, greenish color. Okay. And then this one over here. Perfect. I'm gonna bring it a little warmer. Okay, and then lastly, we just have the animals here. So bunny, almost completely white. And then for the ears, it's going to get real warm in there. Chipmunk is going to be pretty orange here. Orange-brown color. Squirrel, he's going to be brown as well. Actually, maybe we'll make him more gray. Yeah. With a reddish tail. Yeah, we'll make him a red squirrel. And then lastly, we have the rat here. And then, you know what, looking at all of this, I like what we have so far, but I'm gonna try and sort of fit this within our color scheme a little bit better, and then we're gonna tighten everything up just a little bit. So we're gonna do this same color that's sort of over everything else. We're just going to very, very lightly paint it over what we have here. So that feels like it's fitting in with everything else that's going on. Actually liked these trees being a little bit closer to the dragon's color. Get some of this mist here. Get a little bit more blue up there, get this nice sort of mystical feeling going on. And I think these rocks are a bit too warm. Let's cool them up a little bit. Cool them down, I guess. All right, and then let's just clean some things up. We have a little bit of overspray here on the dragon's face. And down here on his wing, we got a lot of overspray there. All right, and then in here, inside sort of this winged area, we'll get that shadow spot there. All right. And then looks like we have a few spots up here we can get. All right, perfect. I'm thinking that looks really great so far. I think we could probably use a little bit more color in maybe the dragon. So I don't know, maybe like some stripes, or let's see what happens if we go just a little bit warm. I think we'd have to do that on like a multiply layer so that we could get that to look right, honestly. All right, and then let's go with kind of a yellow-green here. And we're gonna just hit some of these highlights so that it feels like they all have sort of the same lighting as the dragon, since he has that really sort of yellow light on top where it gets white. I don't know if we'll keep it necessarily, but let's just see what it looks like and see if we want it to kind of match up like that. I actually think it looks better without the yellow. I think we might even change the light of the dragon to be more blue. Let's do that. So instead of having this hot yellow-green, we're gonna go with a cool color here. Might be too saturated though. It's probably a little better. Yeah, I think a cool light looks and works a lot better than this warmer light. Alright, and then now we can use a blue light on these and see if that looks better, which I think that it will. There we go. Yeah, I do think that looks a lot better. And then we just have a little bit of spot to clean up here. All right. Take a step back. I'm gonna shrink it down for a second so we can get a good look. And yeah, I think that's looking pretty good so far. I think what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna make a new layer. We're gonna set this layer to overlay, and I'm just going to get my paint bucket tool and fill the whole thing with this kind of, there we go. And then I'm gonna lower the opacity. It's like a teal color. And this is just gonna help tie everything together a little bit. You can see when I turn that on and off, it kind of helps tie all of our values together. And let's go ahead and rename this. All right, and there we go. That is going to be it for our rough colors, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.